Hello everyone, welcome to Yamaguchi Japan Speaking YouTube Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Issa. This is episode 108. It is rain today, and the temperature is not so high. In my room, the temperature is now 26 Celsius degree. According to their my thermometer. I don't know how to pronounce. Anyway, but the outside is much cooler, I think. So September, it's a little bit colder, not colder, and it is very good. After this season, after this month, September to November, it is very good to present season in Japan compared to summer season, very hot. It was very hot this summer. Anyway, I will talk about in this episode. I will talk about the discussion I had with one of my friends, who is a specialist of official education. I mean the education within junior high school, the high school, and elementary schools, and the lectures on university colleges, and as a researcher. Anyway, the professional of official education, and so I met him. And he, I think he's very rare person as a normal teacher. Although he is a normal teacher, he isn't a normal teacher, but as a normal teacher, he has a lot of license. For example, there's many licenses in related with official education. There scientific teachers license, science picture, and history teacher license, and Japanese teacher license, English teacher license, art education, PA or something. There is a lot of subjects, and he has all of them. Very rare, I think. Normally, their teacher, high school teacher in Japanese, has just one license. The mathematics teacher can only teach mathematics, but he teach anything, any subjects, except for music. I heard so. And I don't know, but he said it is not easy to get music teacher's license because there is some kind of test about he found it is impossible to get with other licenses. So he don't have a music teacher license. He doesn't like have. But anyway, I met him. Very rare, special teacher, I think, and he is now research education, official education, and so-called a new lecture method, so-called active learning and how to implicate. I don't know. How to wage their active learning in real education scene. And we talk about the video lecture. He say his attitude is for that was very negative. The real teacher, the lecture or class, the real teacher conduct is much more effective compared to just show a video clip of a lecture. And I think, and he said, there is a lot of evidence or research, and I think it is correct. And I cannot decline their fact. But I think there is just one lecture in that study. I think so. The merit, I think, the merit of their video lecture is we can check. We can see the lecture repeatedly, and we can find where we don't understand very quickly, and only that part we can see repeatedly, and we can hear the lecture while we make other activities, especially their houseworks or something, and while washing dishes, I can hear Open University's internet lecture. Through internet, I can hear the video lecture through internet. In this situation, I think, I'm sure, I believe it's very effective to use a video lecture compared to the real class. And if I check just one time, I think the real teacher's lecture is better, maybe. But in the first place, in that study, I'm sure the comparison is the situation is very wrong. That is my opinion. And he said, and he also said, if that kind of usage is effective for more effective compared to just a real teacher's lecture, to take real teacher's lecture once. In this situation, it is that type of use of video lecture is impossible for small students, and especially elementary students. Elementary students usually don't have some kind of motivate to see or to learn by themselves. So it is necessary to, even if it is obligatory, it is necessary to make them take real teachers class obligatory. Otherwise, education is a very poor situation. Lead to very poor. Otherwise, it will be a very difficult situation, education situation in Japan. So I think that at this point is very key, key for education. How teach the children, especially maybe almost a high grade of 5th grade or 6th grade children or students, to teach them how to use their other educational material, including video class, video lecture, or books, and how to educate by themselves. How to make their own original effective method to learn something. It is very important, but they cannot do that kind of thing, or they cannot find instantly that kind of learning motivate or learning method. So in the first, the teachers must show some kind of some subjects, and to teach them that subject. I mean, that student that subject. So, and the grocery teachers must drop their some kind of leaderships or control. I mean, control is most of the time, and to give students discretion how to learn, and maybe teacher give the students just a goal, and then much higher stage, for example, the high school or university students must found their own goal in their own education, and the teachers and the professors just support them. This is a very suitable. I think it is very outstanding method, outstanding idea for the next generation. Otherwise, if since junior high school if they're in high school, if teachers make students do specific subject in specific materials, educational materials, in specific methods, and so the student must do same thing with other students. Some of them feel that class is very boring because it's too easy, and some students feel opposite, too difficult. I think that to give very difficult for the specific student material, difficult material for the specific students, almost worst thing. It is not because they cannot learn very difficult thing. For example, the beginner of English learner who can you say just hello or this is a pen or something, and he or her, or he or she learn English for just have learned English for just for 1 month. In this so that kind of students, there is that kind of student, for example, and if I give them their for example the Old Testament English translated version, it is very difficult to read. Or especially as an English training, it is very impossible to use the Old Testament. Of course, it is English translated version, but I think impossible. Or, for example, to give them Shakespeare, early modern English, written in early modern English, maybe. It is very difficult, And in this situation, students cannot learn anything, and they just grow within them inferior complex or something. So that is very critical condition in Japanese education now. So the problem, I think I have to agree there. The teacher, I talked with him. And educational elementary school and maybe junior high school. It is sometimes it is necessary to make them study specific subject in specific way, maybe, but the most important thing is especially the next generation, in this generation, next generation, how to give discretion to learn to them. It is very important, and so-called active learning educational method must use this part, and to be honest, I not understand about the active learning perfectly, to be honest, and very shallow understanding I have. So I'd like to hear. I would like to him tell me about that active learning, and so to be honest, I've talked about him and this conversation the other day with Mr. Honda, who is organized Manalabo School, and he would like to talk with him and me. So this is and it is very interesting because their official school teacher and Mr. Honda is not official school teacher. He is teacher. He's a teacher. He teaches junior high school student, high school student, and no high school student, not high school student, high school student and elementary school students for a long time, 15 years or something. In the first he launched his own clown school, and the clown school is very big, grew very big, and but maybe 6 years ago or 7 years ago, he found this method just to teach subject for English, entrance examination of Japanese universities or colleges in Japan is out of date, and the students and children cannot commit that method or that idea. So he found he just quit to organize many branches of his cram school and maybe sell them. I don't know, to be honest. And he start there another organization which is concerned about which is related to education, elementary school students and high school schools and junior high school students, but the idea is completely different. So and I and him, Mr. Honda, think Japanese education is almost wrong, very almost harmful for children, and that the official there I mentioned before, I talked the other day, their teacher and now university lecturer, maybe I think so, and have some kind of hope. There is although I think two of them were very professionals, but they have and they are very passion for education. They have passion for educations, but they have different opinion. Maybe some of them are point they can agree, but some of them are very different, and their point of view is very different, and stand where they stand are very different. It is very interesting if two guys discuss about their education, today's education, their ideal education, and about also, of course, the active learning or something, and the education method. So and I would like to organize the discussion. Maybe it takes 30 hours or something. And I would like to hear. Okay. Thank you for listening to Speaking Tube Radio. Have a nice day. Balete.